Welcome back to 5x5 Basketball. It is week 4 and we're getting into the thick of it. As usual, top 5 news, standings, players, games, and plays. There was a pretty big trade, teensy bit of a blockbuster, 5 teams involved. James Harden got what he wanted, player empowerment times a million. We'll go into some detail in this video, but to suffice it to say, rookie head coach Steve Nash is going to have his hands full in Brooklyn. Victor Oladipo got shuffled onto the Rockets. Jarrett Allen will be the Cavaliers' 19th big man. Caris LeVert ended up on the Pacers and immediately got shut down because of a growth on his kidney. People are suggesting the trade may have saved his life. Kyrie is still out, but will join up with his new Big Three buddies on Wednesday. And finally, Kevin Porter Jr. of the Cavs apparently had a tantrum when his locker was moved because of the trade. Dude was throwing food and is now being held off the roster. What a week! If you're curious how Harden feels about the trade, I think this face says it all.
How would you describe your conditioning level now at this point in the season?
Great.
Bonus round, Taco Foul took a 3 and it looked like this. In the West, the LA teams are still looking strong. The Suns have lost their last 2. The Grizzlies have won 5 straight and got their young star back. Over in the East, quite a bit of balance. All 4 of the top teams lost their last game. The Nets have won 4 straight coming into the Harden era, and the Magic have lost 6 straight. In our players of the week, the Suns have assembled their big 3, but the big question was, how high is their ceiling? Who's going to play defense? Who can step up? So far, it has been Mikal Bridges, who's in his 3rd year, appears to be turning into an elite 3-and-D player, or at least someone very much enjoying the presence of Chris Paul. He doesn't need to do much for this offense, just find his spots, but he's averaging 45% from 3 to start the season, and his scoring is up from 9 points last year to over 15 per game this year. He's getting over a block a game, though strangely his steal rate has fallen off a cliff. He's generally guarding the other team's best wing. Watch him lock up Donovan Mitchell here in 2 possessions. That's really beautiful stuff. His PER is sitting around 19, and if the Suns make a serious playoff run, Bridges may end up being the X factor. In Washington, things are not going well. Russell Westbrook has not looked strong and is currently injured. Thomas Bryant is done for the season. The Wizards are actually scoring the most points per game of any team in the league. And Bradley Beal is absolutely scorching, leading the league in points per game with 35, including last week's 60 points. We know how he plays the game at this point, just a very complete 2-guard. His efficiency numbers are a little up, and he's taking a career-high 24 shots a game. Now that Harden is off the table, Beal may be the next target for a blockbuster trade. The Sixers, Mavs, Heat, Pelicans, Nuggets, and Warriors have all been thrown around in trade ideas. My personal favorite would be to see him playing with Luka, but at this point, I just want to see the guy be a contender. He's 27 years old, he's entering his prime, and definitely deserves more than what the Wizards have given him.
Whole issue right now with this Wizards team. Beal against Embiid, wants a clear out. Step back for the corner, 360!
In Milwaukee, after the Bogdanovich trade fell through and the Bucks had traded away their wing depth for Drew Holiday, it became clear that Dante DiVincenzo would have to step up at shooting guard. He's only getting 25 minutes per game because Bryn Forbes is also taking some 2-guard minutes, though he's 6'2" and has mostly been ineffective. DiVincenzo, the big ragu, is stepping up nicely as a really strong perimeter defender and 3-point specialist. He's shooting 44% from deep right now, and his advanced numbers like him a lot better on offense than last year. Probably not athletic enough to become a star, but he's looking really solid as a role player in his 3rd season. And if he keeps up these numbers at all, the Bucks probably have the most complete starting lineup in the league. He will be a big key in them having any success in a potential finals matchup with the Lakers. Focusing on the Nets now, who got Harden but traded away 2 young potential All-Stars in Jarrett Allen and Caris LeVert, as well as basically giving up on having a lottery pick for the next 7 years. This team has almost 0 depth now, with only 1 true center in DeAndre Jordan, who is looking completely washed at this point. If this team is going to be an all-time great offense, which they need to be, a big key to unlocking that will be 3-point champ and offensive specialist Joe Harris. Harris is really enjoying the new company so far, and he's shooting a ridiculous 51% from 3 on 6 attempts per game. He's 29 and his game is pretty worked out at this point, but his spacing can really help blow the roof off of an offense that is going to be unique, to say the least. Finally, Kevin Durant has not missed a beat after returning from his injury. Currently the second leading scorer in the league, he's kept the Nets an elite offense through the weird drama with Kyrie and now the Harden trade. KD has such an all-around game, there's really no question of his fit with this new big three. He's already done this with the Warriors. The question will be how high the ceiling is in terms of chemistry between Harden and Kyrie, and whether KD can keep them happy while still having an elite offense. On defense, KD will have to protect the rim more without any competent big men, and the other two will have to be more consistent on the perimeter. It's going to be a wild ride, but we are about to see maybe the most talented offensive trio of all time. If Kyrie is as back as advertised, we'll take a look at him and the Nets again next week. In our top 5 games of the week in chronological order, the Raptors and Blazers faced off on the 11th. Very close finish. We'll start you off here in the fourth quarter.
Melo working against Van Vliet, fadeaway jumper, and Carmelo Anthony has tied this ball game up. Anunoby trying to check him. Dame step back three, gets it! Blazers lead by 3, 2:17 left. Portland in the middle of a 22-6 run. Van Vliet, nice feed to Van Vliet on Lillard. Dame to Covington. Covington outside Carmelo Anthony. Another 3 for Carmelo. Poked at by Gary Trent Jr. Blazer bench screaming defensive instructions. Boucher for 3. Lowry up top. Charge. Van Vliet for 3. No good. Gary Trent Jr. big time rebound. Coach Johnson wants them to just play. Blazers have a chance here. CJ. Ball in hand. Rises up for 2. It's good!
In Philadelphia, the Sixers faced the Heat. No Bam Adebayo, and that means Joel Embiid got to go to work against the rookie Precious Achiuwa and a depleted front court. The Heat led for much of the game, but Embiid showed why he's up there in the MVP conversation right now and dropped 45 points and 16 boards. One of the only true centers left in the game.
15 unanswered points. Embiid again, yes! Tie with a 3. Just lost it. They're down to 7 players. That's for the tie, and there it is. What game the Sixers have to foul here with the shot clock unplugged. They come up with a steal. Here is Green for 3 in the record. Embiid going for the miss. It's still loose. Who's got it? It's Green. Lost it to Embiid. Shot clock is unplugged. Sixers down 2, and Embiid. Was he fouled? Yes. Here's Embiid. Joel Embiid for the tie. Got it! Embiid galloping in. Wow. Count it at a 5. Robinson goes to Achiuwa. Met by Embiid. Double team. They go to Green for the record. In and out. Got it again and scored it. And here he goes. Hero for the lead. No. Need a rebound. Embiid to the floor. And we have a...
In Milwaukee on the 15th, the Mavs and Bucks squared off, and it was the Luka and Giannis show. 2 very different offenses throwing all kinds of highlights together. A 3-point win for the Bucks thanks to some big plays from Chris Middleton.
Shooting 30% from deep this year. Antetokounmpo back on the court to start the second quarter. Goes right at. Here's Giannis. Off the screen, launching the 3, and missed everything. No reset on the shot clock. Loose ball. Giannis got it. Underneath, Holiday.
Always forgiven when they give you $250 million or whatever it is. Is that an insult when you don't?
Wow, Drew Holiday. Antetokounmpo back in the game. Cross court to Giannis as Cauley-Stein on the edge. Backs it out for 3. Under 3.5 to go. Doncic gives it up.
Going back into the low post area.
Made the catch. Cross court. Johnson for the lead. Got it. Calling for the Lopez screen. Picks it up in 3-point territory. Another one by Chris Middleton.
Not the most exciting game as it played out, but James Harden's first game in a Nets uniform on the 16th deserves some attention. Watch him and Durant work out the kinks against a sliding Orlando Magic team.
Oh, yeah. Harden, the Euro for 2. Out of bounds. Cole Anthony needs some help. Harden steps in for the steal. Harden moves it ahead. Whips it to Harris. Reverse layup. A thing of beauty. Lob it up. Oh, Green finishes. He's having a terrific season. And the Nets have had no answers. Durant's got the angle, and he's got the deuce. Harden handles it. Ball fake. Perimeter. Durant. Bottom. Welcome to Brooklyn. Harden screen Durant. Two-man game. Durant's jumper is there.
And lastly, also on the 16th, Ja Morant made his return to the Grizzlies lineup and looked very solid. Great back and forth game between the Grizz and Sixers with a crucial foot out of bounds sealing the deal.
Attack Shake Milton, goes to the cup and lays it in. See how the Grizzlies close this quarter now that they have a lead. Screen by Tillman, Morant slips through, encounters Howard, scoops it up and in. Shot clock down to 7. Tobias Harris over Brandon Clark, 1-point game by Clark. Kyle out of the corner for 3. And the rebound, Howard. Oh, and an interception by Morant.
Philadelphia, I think they were going to try and get it to Danny Green, go for a 2-for-1, but Ja just steps in that passing lane and gets the steal.
4 seconds of difference. Morant down the lane, throws it away. Oh my goodness. Danny Green setting up shop in the corner. Harris working baseline. He stepped out of bounds.
Our top 5 plays of the week at 5. LeBron James and the Lakers are having a great time at the top. Look at them comfortably dismantling the depleted Rockets. LeBron doing his best Steph Curry impersonation, and the bench absolutely going crazy.
Make sure he's behind the arc. Oh, he turned the other way. He turned the other way.
At 4, the Hornets are going to be doing this for years to come. LaMelo to Miles Bridges. Chris Boucher, get out the way or you're going to have a bad day. At 3, Luka Doncic. If you just keep putting the ball behind your back, good things are bound to happen. Throws it over to Willie Cauley-Stein for the dunk. That's some pretty stuff. At number 2, Zion has been accused of being a little chunky this year, but against the Kings, he's starting to look a lot more like Duke Zion. We've been waiting for him to bust out a poster. This might not be the one, but it's pretty close. Nobody else in the league can do this right now. Zion Williamson giving him some. Bonus round, watch a reverse angle on this layup. That's just poetry. Top play of the week. We love team basketball and hustle. All 5 of the Utah Jazz involved in this play. Donovan Mitchell with the save, Conley with the dish, Bojan up ahead of Royce O'Neal for the dime. Finished off by the French dip, the stifle tower, Rudy Gobert slamming it down over 2 Hawks. Oui, oui, monsieur. And with that, I bid you adieu.